The one, the only, Jamie Shaw had a bunch of recruiting intel in a big summary article. He called it "Who Has the Momentum with the Top Prospects in the 2026 Class." You can get all of this at On3 and Rivals, and go subscribe to those guys. They're doing awesome recruiting coverage every single day. Jamie Shaw, Joe Tipton, everybody on that team. But I want to talk about Jasiah Jervis because Jamie shared an update here on how Jasiah Jervis is starting to prioritize the many offers that have started to flow in. We've covered Jasiah a bunch on this channel. I've talked about how he is arguably my favorite guard in the class. Exchanged messages with Jasiah as well. So, Jasiah, if you're hearing this, we still love you. We're still huge fans here, my friend. He has exploded. He averaged 16 points a game at Peach Jam, got all the way to the finals with the New York Rens team, and played really well in the championship. Along the way, he picked up offers from all across the country: Tennessee, Texas, Illinois, Michigan, Florida, Michigan State, NC State, all making a run at Jasiah Jervis. And until now, we've kind of just sat back watching the offers flow in. We haven't really heard much intel on, who may have a serious chance to land this commitment. So far, we know Jasiah Jervis is going to visit Michigan State for grind week. They bring all the vets back, the alumni, and Carlos Medlock, new Michigan State commit, point guard of the future, will be there. That's a big weekend. So obviously that's still in the books. But now we've heard who the biggest threats to Michigan State are. And this comes from Jamie Shaw's reporting here. NC State will be getting a visit from Jasiah Jervis. NC State is getting a visit before Michigan State is, the end of August, on August 28th. Outside of the two visits that he has set, Michigan State and NC State, there are two other schools to watch per sources close to the recruitment in Jamie Shaw's article that are referenced. Michigan and Florida are two of the latest schools to offer, and per Jamie Shaw and his source, two schools to watch for Jasiah Jervis. Outside of that, Tennessee, Texas, and Illinois got mentions, but they only got mentions as other schools that are pursuing Jervis at this time. So basically, to summarize, Michigan State and NC State getting visits heavily involved. Michigan and Florida are schools to watch as they try to get Jasiah Jervis on campus. As we narrow this list and those four options become maybe the likely options here, any thoughts on Jasiah Jervis in general, the state of his recruitment, all of it?
I love his game. I think he has one of the more pure jumpers in the class. I'm a huge subscriber of that college basketball scouting channel on YouTube that posts like the highlight tapes and everything, and they kind of break it down to like how they score. What I love about Josiah Jervis's highlight tape is his how he scores in transition. Just isn't transition. It's like it's a lot of like 2 on 5. Like I'm gonna take like a three from the top of the key bucket every single time. He's a tough bucket getter. He definitely plays within the system. Incredible catch and shoot guy. And a freak athlete. Most of these kids are incredible athletes, though, for what it's worth. But I'm a big fan of his game. I said it on the video. I think JK and I did this video actually. Shout out JK. We did a video with the three dudes, Costello or Medlock and Jervis, all visiting for Grind Week. And I said if he makes it to Grind Week, that I think he commits to Michigan State. To be honest, I don't think you go to Michigan State for a visit during Grind Week for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the ominous thing here, especially when it was the only visit reported at the time, right? Like, Jesus. And then Medlock commits, and it's like, okay, this is the quote unquote the class. Michigan State, like every 4 years, will have the class, and somebody commits early and then puts all the pressure on all his friends to come commit with him. I've been very clear about it. If Medlock and Jervis both go to Michigan State, dog, what a dominant group that's going to be. That's going to be the most fun backcourt in the country for a really long time. I think NC State's a school to watch. I mean, hearing that NC State is the other school getting a visit right now, we've only seen NC State and Michigan State interact once since Will Wade's taken the job, and that was when NC State took Michigan State's heart of the team, Trey Holloman. And people will get mad at me for calling Trey Holloman the heart of the team, but you absolutely would have said Trey Holloman was the quote unquote dog centerpiece emotionally of last year's Michigan State basketball team with all of his antics. And his antics ultimately weren't enough to keep him at Michigan State, right? He wanted to start at point guard and he wanted a check from Will Wade. So I don't know what Jasiah Jervis wants. I mean, he certainly seems like a guy that is wired with a Michigan State-esque mindset. But there have been players before that were wired with a Michigan State-esque mindset that got tempted by Will Wade. He's like the little snake in the garden trying to get you to bite the apple. And Trey Holloman bit the apple. I don't know if Jasiah Jervis will. What do you think of that whole situation? This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs or maybe college football labs because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the eight ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a two-star recruit that did not get one snap in season one because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out.
I mean, if we're being completely honest, listen, if NC State offers a bag, we know Michigan State won't match it, and then Josiah Jervis will definitely go to NC State, right? We already saw kind of a Trey Holloman, I'm assuming. I think, it's the elephant in the room. When is Michigan State going to spend? We know Izzo can go get talent in terms of just a recruiting perspective. We know Izzo can develop talent. We see it a million times. He even can develop talent quickly, as we saw with Jace. If it comes down to money, though, like they're not going to win those competitions. They haven't won them yet, and I don't think they're going to start winning them with Josiah Jervis.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. The only thing I would point out is that you could have said the same things about Medlock with Michigan, right? It was, well, Michigan's spending, Michigan State's not going to be able to match that, and Michigan State got the commitment anyway. So there's clearly still a culture pitch that works. Jervis seems like a guy that seems like a great fit for the Michigan State culture, and it's just kind of funny to see contrasting styles here go at it. Michigan State, NC State being the two that get the early visits. Florida and Michigan are still involved. Florida's obviously on top of the college basketball world right now. Todd Golden's been incredible at developing guards. Not only did he turn Walter Clayton into what he did, but his 1 year with Elijah Martin was impeccable. Will Richard is now in the NBA, and it paid off in the form of Xavion Lee and Boogie Fland, both deciding to go to Gainesville. So I think we're going to only continue to see more momentum at the guard spot, want to go play in the Todd Golden system. And then I'll be honest, Michigan, I've been underwhelmed with the guard targets that Dusty May's put together in his 2 years at Michigan. He's crushed it in the front court, but Jasiah Jervis and Medlock, before he committed to Michigan State, were really two of the first guard targets that I've loved from a Michigan standpoint. So I think you ask Michigan State fans, maybe it's just the Medlock result. They're not all that worried about Michigan in the Jervis recruitment, but they seem pretty concerned that Florida's here. And that makes sense. Any team in the country should be concerned that Florida wants a guard right now, right?
Yeah, I definitely think you have to be concerned with Golden getting involved in anything. If I'm Michigan State though, like if I'm a Michigan State fan, I'm going to sleep at night with any of these guys that are visiting Grind Week knowing two things. If they make it to Grind Week, it's over. If it isn't about money, he's coming to Michigan State. I guess I'm going to bed at night comfortable knowing three things. If it is about money, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like if it's about culture, it's about fit, they're going to go to Michigan State. If it isn't, then they're going to go somewhere else. And I think you just have to live on the Michigan State fans kind of have to live in the Purdue sense of the world where it's just like, hey, if it's about that for you, we didn't probably want you that badly anyway, right? And Josiah Jervis has that decision to make. He's balled out this summer. He gets to make that decision for himself. I do have a selfish question, just out of curiosity. When is Grind Week?
I think it's September 5th is what, at least that's when it's listed that Jervis is visiting.
Got it. So Grind Week is 1 week before Draymond Green's supposed to report to Warriors training camp. Got it. Okay. Like I thought grind week was earlier. I want to talk to Izzo. As a Warriors fan, Grizzlies fans, you probably want to be involved in this too. Let's move grind week up, I think. Like let's get this a little earlier for everybody involved, or maybe a little later for everybody involved. That's right around some important dates. But I think if he makes it to grind week, you get Jasiah Jervis around um, Draymond Green, Cassius Winston, some of these ex-Michigan State players, like Jaren Jackson Jr., like I mentioned, I don't think he leaves that campus ever. He might reclassify.
Yeah, I mean, it's the dream situation for sure. When you are a Michigan State recruit, target, player, anybody, fan, the dream situation for a player you want is that a star shooting guard is coming to visit when Draymond and Jaren Jackson are in the gym. Cassius Winston's probably there, and the point guard of the future that he could potentially pair with for multiple years is already committed in his ear, like this could be us, this could be us. So it's a 100 out of 100 best case scenario for Michigan State other than the fact that Florida looms. And I would say Michigan and I think NC State are each involved too. Three bag schools going up against Michigan State will be interesting. If you had to stack rank these four, and let's add a fifth option of a school not in the four, rank them in terms of likely outcome where Jasiah Jervis goes. Because for a while it seemed like Illinois was involved, other schools that try to get out in front. Sounds like you think Michigan State should be the favorite, but how would you prioritize it?
I would definitely put Michigan State as the favorite. At the moment, I would go NC State too, but I think Florida could catch them quickly, so I would go Florida three. I don't think, and I mean this respectfully to Michigan State fans. I don't think Michigan's prioritizing the Medlock and the Jervises of the world just yet. I think Michigan is still big fish hunting a little bit. Um, and so I wouldn't have Michigan that high on this list. But by the time we get to the grind week visit, that's over a month away, Michigan might change their mind and begin to prioritize a Josiah Jervis. And if they do, I think that completely changes the game. But I think Michigan has their eyes set on someone from the Richardson family.
Different positions. Let me make this abundantly clear. I'll speak on behalf of my program, my coach right now. Jasiah Jervis is the biggest fish we got. Now, Dusty may not feel that way. I feel that way. I don't care. If I could consult on this, that's priority one. You can't lose two in a row to your rival, and Jasiah Jervis is incredible. Go make it happen. I would stack rank it this way. I just maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's my heartstrings saying Michigan State's not number one here. Florida terrifies me for all parties involved. That's the best guard happy program in the sport, I think, right now. I mean, I don't know how you could argue it with what they did with Clayton and Martin and Richard. Golden wants to play three guards at one time. I mean, he's playing Fland and Lee together this year. That's going to be incredible. And you're in Florida. They've got money. All things are rolling. Gator boys stay hot. I just think they have to be the favorite anytime Todd Golden's prioritizing something. From there, I would definitely put Michigan State two. I would put NC State three. I think I would put any other school four, and then I would put Michigan five. I don't get the sense Michigan's going to get Josiah. That bums me out, and I'm happy to hear Jamie Shaw say that they're a school to watch. But until I hear some positive momentum, I'm not going to get my hopes up for my favorite player in the class.